Hello and welcome to BowHunterPlanet's classic series powered by Gas Bowstrings. Thank you so much for tuning in today on our first episode of 2024. And this episode is a doozy because we are going to cover the Jennings Unistar Plus, a bow we were able to find online. It has a lot of historical parts of this bow that we're going to show you. The circulation of this bow is somewhere around 1987. It's very hard to find information online on these bows, but if you guys find stuff, please post it in the comments because, again, we love to capture as much as we can. Wow. I just filmed the whole segment and didn't hit the record button. Wow, that's so funny. Whew, wow, that's a lot of work. Okay. So the Jennings Unistar bow was a compound bow designed by Tom Jennings, the owner and creator of Jennings Archery. Jennings first made bows with wood risers in the late 1960s, and Bear Archery bought out Jennings in the early 1980s. Jennings is known for pioneering many compound bow technologies in the 1970s and 1980s. The Unistar bow was hyped to have no recoil and doesn't require a cable guard, but it is heavy, and it can go from 27 to 29 inches and has a peak weight of 65 pounds. So at some point, Tom Jennings was being sued by the Allen Corporation. Allen is one of the first compound bow makers, if you've ever followed Allen's history. He was being sued by them, and so what ended up happening is he ended up selling the company to Bear Archery at some point there in the 1980s. So some of the information I found about Tom includes this little story I found online. It says, Tom was a visionary, a pioneer, and a creator, an evolutionist who saw promise in another man's invention and quickly recognized the potential of the compound bow, the archery tool that was to sweep the country and change the face of the industry. In the 1950s and 1960s, Tom was a world-class bower with the talent to produce high-performance recurve bows. In the later years, Tom's identifying Mississippi gambler hat, as he liked to call it, personalized his adventurous and sometimes gambling personality. Upon testing the new sample compound bow, he immediately discontinued producing his decades-old bow line and surged into improving and developing the compound bow. There's a very interesting part of the story, and it says that Tom Jennings in 1974 was selling more bows than he could produce. I mean, think about that. That is incredible, especially during that time. It just shows you the push that Bear Archery had originally to help get this industry moving and get it off its feet, get people out in the outdoors shooting bows. And they still do that today, Bear Archery, by the way. Another interesting part about Tom Jennings, his favorite bow of all time was the Unistar. He goes on to say, the Unistar is my favorite bow of all those I've ever designed. It required no cable guard and had no recoil. Unfortunately, it was heavy, which bow hunters did not seem to want. I still think the concept should have been developed further. It still might be because it has potential. So this bow features the CAD cam. This is what we see right here on this bow, this giant looking cam system that is in the middle of the bow, which we've never really seen on any bow. If you look at the top, you have basically a wheel at the top, some other contraption, which I have no idea. You have another wheel at the bottom, but your cam system is literally in the middle of the bow, something that I have never seen. This bow was actually turned on to me by my friend White River Rambo on TikTok. Check him out when you guys get time. But he mentioned this bow to me, and I thought, man, I gotta look into this thing. And sure enough, this is one of the wildest bows I've ever seen. Very, very cool looking bow. Again, Jennings Unistar. This one is the Plus version. So again, I don't know what the Plus version means necessarily. It also has a very old HHA sight. So I don't know if anybody remembers HHA. I don't think they ever think of HHA like this. So I think that was pretty cool. I should send that to Chris because that's a really unique thing. We're gonna go ahead and change the string out so we can try to shoot this bow. Again, our friends at Gas gave us some really cool strings here. We got a red, white, and blue that we can throw on to this bow. All right, I'm ready to shoot. I got my safety goggles on. You never know with these old bows. We got our new Gas bowstring put on here. Again, old Cobra 2-prong rest on here. We got an HHA, old HHA sight, probably one of the originals, not an optimizer, of course. We got the Jennings logo in here. It's like a little, we got the CAD cam again. This is a very unique cam, never seen that before. This bow is 6.8 pounds. It's really heavy. Good workout, I'll tell you that. All right, this bow is pretty short. I think it's only like 25-inch draw length. I don't know, it's pretty low. Super smooth, but very short. No cable guard. No cable guard in here, they don't need it. There you have it. Again, the Unistar from Jennings. This bow is very smooth. I will give it that. Very smooth bow for what you're getting here. Obviously, this is an older bow, so you're not going to buy this today most likely. But it is very smooth for what you get. And so this technology was smooth, and it doesn't have a cable guard, which is really interesting when you think about it. Again, that cam system there is wild. Something we don't see every day. I'm Jake Thomas. Thanks so much for watching the Classic Series. If there's a bow you guys want us to do a review on, please comment below. Again, special thanks to Gas Bowstrings for helping us do this edition of Bow Hunter Planet. We'll see you next time.